But one thing that I think is funny is that the first one to arrive on the seat is Aenar. Second to arrive is Agramar. Third to arrive is Aman'Thul. Fourth is Argus, which is way bigger than the others. Then Khazgaroth, Norgannon, and then Golganeth. But who is the first one to channel onto the world soul of Argus? You know, Argus drops a trinket for each of the Titan Pantheon members. Norgannon's is called Norgannon's Prowess, and the proc on the trinket is called Norgannon's Command. Command meaning give an authoritative order or dominate from a superior height. Almost like an alpha eating first. And he's off to the corner. Just out of the way. Surely no one would notice him. Would it be crazy to think that Norgannon's the purest Titan of them? Well, what led me on this path about thinking about deities that exist in certain planes was actually Norgannon. Because one thing that has stood out about Norgannon for years is that the constellar constructs that we find, so Elegon, Harboron, Algalon, Rygelon. Think about Norgannon. They all clearly share a naming scheme with Norgannon. If there was one Titan who I would most directly associate with Order, it would be Norgannon and it would be Aman'Thul. In Norgannon, I also just find it interesting that he has the title of Dreamweaver. Did you guys know that during the Ordering of Azeroth in Chronicle Volume 1, it actually doesn't... how do I put this? There's segments that talk about the actions of each Titan, except one of them, and kind of a second one, and those two are Norgannon and Eonar. In fact, during the Ordering of Azeroth, they're mostly not mentioned up until the defeat of the Old Gods, which I find curious. It's almost like they could have been off doing something else. Magic? No. They had other things to order. Norgannon's title, the Dream Weaver. The Dream Weaver. Why does he have that title? Here's the thing. I think I've been deceived. I think I've been deceived. For a long time, I think I've been deceived. I think a lot of us have. At this point, I'm not sure if the two people who I have pointed the finger at most are actually bad at all. That's a tough one to try to consider. I mean, for me, it's the opposite of what other people think and have to consider with Sargeras, right? A lot of people would see the Titans as the good guys, and to try to think about Sargeras as the good guy is really tough. And so for me, it's the other way around, where I see Sargeras as the good guy, and I'm struggling to... I didn't used to, but I'm kind of struggling to paint Eonar and Aman'Thul as villains. I think it's too... Aman'Thul's too easy. It's too easy. It's too obvious. And throughout Chronicle, I just think that it's weird that the Titans would choose to document all of these moments of anger from Aman'Thul. I don't quite understand it. It's like they're proud of what he allegedly did. And that's why I'm just not so sure that it's true. Because It's just so obvious, right? Oh, he got mad and he ripped Yasharaj out. Is that really like a thing that you should document? Because you'd think if the intent of Chronicle was to deceive you, and if that really happened, they wouldn't want you to know about that. So you're entertaining the idea that Amanthul is a patsy? I think he and his brother have both been made patsies. I'm not so sure that I believe the Father of Time would want to break the cosmos. I mean, if you look at the fractal that is Nozdormu, he has a splinter entity that comes to be as a result of him, of his own madness, basically trying to subvert the end time. And so from that comes Murozond, who is a silver and black colored entity, maybe a little bit of blue, really reminds me of Norgannon, who seeks to not allow for the true end time to happen. He wants something else to happen because he has seen the end. And the end time that we witness is but a blessing that we are too ignorant to comprehend. I just don't believe it. And again, there's little subtle clues. When you fight ENR the Lifebinder's, you don't fight her, but when you do that in Antorus the Burning Throne, she calls us her children. But then on the seat of the Pantheon, what does Amanthul say to us? He says, "Return home, children of Azeroth." And the way that he looks at her, something wrong here. And if I pull up my obsidian charts where I try to make the fractals make sense, the one who aligns with the construct most primarily is Norgannon. Over on this side, we have the Primus. And so yet again, we see the true puppet master, the puppet, the construct, the subservience. The true puppet master, puppet, construct, and the subservient. And it doesn't look so good.